Happy Tuesday, faithful ladypreneurs. I am so excited for today's Technique Tuesday because this is such an amazing technique because we all have issues with our to-do list, right? Trying to accomplish everything on our list every single day is so overwhelming. And so you are going to learn an amazing technique today to be able to help you to accomplish your tasks. So let's get started here. I want you to give me a 1 if you are watching this video live and a 2 if you are watching the replay of it because I want to be able to see who's here. So last Tuesday, we talked about forming, and that's forming relationships, the family, occupation, recreation, and message, how to be able to contact and network with different people. So how is that working for you? I want to know. Drop a comment down below, and if you haven't seen the video, check out Faithful Ladypreneur's video from last week of March 2019. All right, so today we are going to give you some great resources and amazing technique to be able to help you conquer your to-do list with ease, because we all want that, right? We don't want to feel rushed. We don't want to feel overwhelmed by our to-do list. We joined our business because we saw it was fun or that we could make a difference in the world, so that's what we want to focus on. So I want you to ask yourself, what are you doing for your to-do list right now? Are you using a pen and paper? Are you using an app? We're going to talk about some great app suggestions here today. Or are you just putting it in your mind and hoping you'll remember? I gotta tell you, that may not be the best way to do it. But really, what's working for you and how well is that system working for you? Is your list organized or categorized, or do you have just a list of items that need to get done? How are you prioritizing your list right now? Or are you just hoping to accomplish everything every day? I've been there, done that, but it's not very productive. So these questions are important to help you understand what is working for you and what maybe you could improve on to be able to help you increase your revenue, because that's what it's all about, is increasing your revenue and making the difference that you're meant to make in this world. So the point is that you need something to keep you organized because your brain has too much to remember already. Success in business is all about the processes that we create, and this is one of them that we're going to talk about here today. So I want you to drop a comment here of what you're using for your to-do list right now. And there are a lot of different apps and systems out there that you can use, and if pen and paper works great for you, then keep doing it. I use and absolutely love any.do, so any.do, because I can see my list categorized, I can see it by time frame, it shows me where I have time to fit in my calendar because it syncs up to Google, and it even, this is awesome guys, it even sets reminders for me based on my location. So that bag of Goodwill stuff that has been in my car for 3 months because I forget to take it over, I can actually set a reminder that when I reach that location, it will send me a notification that says you need to do this. It's awesome. So any.do is awesome. There's also Outlook tasks. I've used that. I've had great success with that. I have heard of Trello being an amazing system, Trello, and that is probably something I might switch over to in the future because I hear you can do a lot with it, but I'm a big fan of any.do. There's Todoist, Evernote, there's all different kinds. In fact, just Google to-do list apps or to-do list systems and you'll find a bunch of different ones. And my recommendation to you is when you find something that looks pretty good, just Google a review of that app so that you can see like a YouTube video review of it so you can see what works and doesn't work for you, because honestly I think to-do lists are personal. But find what works for you and make sure you have something that works for you. So here is the technique, you guys ready? For ultimate achieving power, consider categorizing your list into smart projects, smart tasks, and smart daily tasks. And we're going to talk about what those are. You see, one of the ways that we go wrong with a to-do list is that we underestimate how long it's going to take for us to accomplish a task. You guys have all done that before. I know I have, where I say, oh, I can easily get 4 tasks done today. And then you barely finish one because you're either multitasking, which is a lie. You can't really focus and multitask at the same time. It's better to have that focus and to have one thing that you're working on at a time. Or you are able to get a little bit of that done and then have to move to something else and never actually finish it. And that's not what we want you to do. So we want you to set yourself up for success, and they're called SMART projects, tasks, and SMART daily tasks for a reason, because we want you to keep in mind SMART, right? We all know what SMART means: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. We don't usually think of that as tasks, but I want you to start thinking of these as these are my goals for the day. I'm going to accomplish these tasks. And if we're going to have goals, we might as well make them SMART. Because if you don't set a date for them, and you can't make them measurable, then you don't know if you've actually been able to accomplish it, or you won't find the time to be able to do so. So set yourself a realistic timeline and set yourself up for success. So let's avoid all of that by understanding these 3 categories. Our first category is SMART projects. These are large things that we want to accomplish that are going to take more than an hour. Sometimes we look at a task and we're like, oh yeah, I could easily do that. But they usually have many different tasks to complete them in that project. And if you don't realize this, then you can actually spend a lot of time trying to get one task done. So that's super important to make sure that you do. So let's break it down, because I have to be honest, the first time I started my website, I thought I could do it in an hour or 2. Crazy, I know. But it's because like Wix or WordPress or all those different websites say, oh, it's just plug and play, or it's just a drag and drop here and you can have it done quickly. Okay, let's break down setting up a website here for just a few seconds. So you've got researching a website platform, you've got choosing a layout, you've got deciding what pages you want to have on your website, you've got writing up each page of your website. This could be your landing page, your bio, your sales page, the list goes on and on and on, and all of those are separate tasks. And deciding what images you want to use, or creating images. Great tools for that are canva.com and Adobe SparkPost. But that in and of itself can take a little while if you're not used to it. So that's what I'm saying, is make sure that you are aware of what tasks on your list are actually projects that need to be broken down into smaller tasks. You can see that what may seem like an easy task is actually a project with a lot of different tasks. So look at your to-do list and decide if those tasks really are projects, that they're going to take an hour or longer, and if they actually need different tasks associated with it. And watch how many projects you do at once. You want to be really good at focusing on 1 or 2 projects a month or every 3 months, however you want to look at that, instead of trying to take on too much at once and feel stressed and then not be able to produce a very good product. So choose 1 or 2 projects that you feel like you can accomplish within that time frame, such as I'm going to set up my drip campaign by June of 2019. That's what we're doing. Okay, now that we've talked about projects, let's move on to tasks. And tasks, as you can tell from what we just discussed, really take less than an hour to complete, and they may or may not be associated with projects. So a task may be something that will help you get to your project, such as researching, or it could be something that you need to do, such as paying bills. That's a task that wouldn't be associated with a project. But be sure to, like we talked about, SMART is measurable. If you say, I'm going to research something, make sure you give yourself an amount of how much you're going to research, or the amount of time you're going to spend researching, especially on something like building a website or writing an article. When you are researching, it seems like that's what you're doing for a long period of time, because you're not willing to take the step and just say, okay, I have enough information, I can now move move on to something else. I can move on to the creation part, and we get stuck on research. So give yourself some limits there and say, I'm only going to research X amount of articles or for X amount of time. That way it becomes a task and not a project. And so what you want to do is you want to decide on these tasks that you're going to do on a daily basis. So this could be the night before. You're going to look at your task list and you're going to say, okay, these are the 3 or 4 or whatever tasks I'm going to accomplish tomorrow. Or you can do that the morning of. So that's your tasks. We talked about projects and tasks. Now let's talk about daily tasks. And this is where it gets super exciting for the bottom line of your business. Because what would happen in your business and to your bottom line if you worked your business every single day consistently? Now, what would happen if you worked your business every day with the most important tasks that actually bring in the money? That's what we want to get to. So these are non-negotiables for your business and your life, meaning that it does not matter how crazy of a day it is, you are going to accomplish these 3 or whatever, how many you choose tasks each day. And they're really important for 3 different reasons. And for me, this was life-changing. So one is that they help you prioritize and accomplish your most important tasks first. And this helps you to really see what is important to your business or to your life. And you can track the results to see if that really is the case. So if you say, I'm going to talk to this many people on Shaper, which is another resource, a great app, networking app, then is it really that beneficial to talk to those people on Shaper compared to meeting people in person? That's where you can start to track that. The second reason why daily tasks are important is they build a habit of consistency. Increasing revenue is all about the momentum that you build, and momentum starts with consistency. And consistency starts with these daily tasks. Working your business every single day will get you into that momentum. And the great thing about building momentum is that it keeps you motivated because you're seeing those results and you're feeling good about doing that. You're in that habit of working your business on a daily basis. So what results are possible for you in your business by working your tasks daily? The other thing is they allow you to feel successful. Now, I may be the only one who has this problem. I'm sure I'm not. But I am the type of person who my emotions and my self-worth are based on my productivity. Now, I've gotten a lot better at it over the years, but that's just who I am, and that's okay. The problem is that I would have this massive to-do list to check off every single day, which I would never get to all my items because it's pretty much impossible, right? Because you keep adding items. And therefore, I would never feel accomplished no matter how many items I checked off in my day. And so I was really getting frustrated, and I had to give myself some rules for success. And so this is what daily tasks did for me. I knew that if I completed these tasks, I would allow myself to feel accomplished or successful because I completed the most important things that needed to be done that day. And my focus changed from what I couldn't get done to what I did get done. And when you have that mindset of focusing on what you have been able to accomplish, you're going to be able to accomplish more and attract more into your business. So super, super important. And I would ask you, what should these daily tasks be for you? So let's talk about that. And I'm sure you guys have all heard of IPAs, income producing activities. It's something that we talk about here on Faithful Ladypreneurs quite a bit because IPAs are where you make your money. And IPAs are usually what happens right before you get the sale. So these could be sales conversations, these could be invites to sales conversations, sales presentations, parties that you're throwing for your business, whatever that looks like. Those are your income producing activities that affect the bottom line. That's usually what your daily tasks should be. And we talked about how daily tasks can be on your life and your business. So think about the most important areas for your life right now. For me, that's God, family, and business in that order. And then you build those tasks around it. So what are the most productive or most important tasks that you have in your most important areas? So make sure that you have those IPAs set for your business. And be sure to give yourself a limit on how much you're expecting yourself to get done each day. I mean, if you're going to commit to doing daily tasks, X amount of daily tasks for your business, then you want to make sure that that's doable for you. So I suggest starting off with a smaller number, like 1, 2, or 3, until you get into the habit, and then you can start adding other daily tasks. But the idea is to build that habit of consistency. And remember that you're working on your other tasks too on a daily basis, so you've got to be able to plan some room for that. So some of my daily tasks are prayer and scripture study for 30 minutes every day. That is a non-negotiable for me because I know that I need that divine guidance on a daily basis. I actually think of God as my heavenly Father, so I call this my daddy-daughter time. This is the time where I get to be with God and learn from Him and receive that revelation and inspiration that He wants to have for me in my life and my business. So non-negotiable for me. Another one is 10 invites to introduction calls or sales calls. Introduction calls are kind of like a networking opportunity because you can't reap what you don't sow. So make sure you're sowing those seeds. And then my last one that I do every day is I update my CRM and my stats sheet so that I can really keep track of what's working and how I can use that to be able to tweak that and see what's most affecting my bottom line. So, bonus tip. Now, if you're anything like me, consistency can be a problem at first when you're starting your daily tasks. If you have a hard time keeping yourself accountable to these daily tasks, try this. Use FOMO, fear of missing out. You see, we are either pulled by something that we want or pushed by something that we want to avoid. And so make that work for you. One of the best things I have ever done for myself was to use a checkmark system. You see, when I first started my daily tasks, I chose quite the doozy for myself. That was to wake up at 5:30 every morning. And I love sleep. I just want to stay in bed forever and ever and ever. And so it was really hard for me to wake up because I'm a snoozer. I would snooze hit the snooze button like 5 or 6 times in the morning. And I knew I needed more time in my day and that was the perfect time for me to work on my business. And so I told myself I was going to do it. And the problem is that the first couple of days you get that momentum going, and then, that bed is so comfortable that morning. And so you can't help but just stay there, right? And then all of a sudden your consistency is gone. So I realized that it was more than just getting up in the morning for me. It was about trusting myself. And that hurt, that I didn't trust myself to get up in the morning or to keep my own promises is what it really boiled down to for me. And so I had to find another way. Enough was enough. And so what I did is I got a page protector and a dry erase marker and a piece of tape. And all I did was I taped this page protector up on my wall in my bedroom, and every day that I did my daily tasks, I gave myself a check mark on that sheet protector. And what the key is here is that if I miss a day, I have to erase all of them and start all over. And that was the fear of missing out for me. So the first couple days I did pretty good, right? And then that third day came and the bed was so comfortable. But you know what I thought of this time? I thought about that check mark, those 2 check marks that I had already earned for myself, and how that meant more to me because I needed to build my trust in myself to accomplish my goals and dreams, and it really went back to my why. And so when I thought about those check marks that I would have to erase, I couldn't do it. So I got up immediately, and guys, this totally works. I actually went 60 days straight doing my daily tasks every single day. Oh my gosh, it was such an amazing feeling. And then I lost track. I stopped counting at 60 because I had made a habit out of that and it wasn't a big deal. But if that works for you, then great. Try that tip out and do what works for you. So now that we've talked about categorizing your list into SMART projects, SMART tasks, and SMART daily tasks, remember the following. Projects take more than an hour, and they usually involve multiple tasks. So choose just one or two of those to focus on a month or a 90-day time frame, whatever works for you. Tasks. They take less than an hour, and you can feed into your projects from those, or they can be standalone. And you choose those on a daily basis based on what's happening that day, because maybe you can't get to your task list at all that day, and that needs to be okay. And 3 are your daily tasks. Your most important tasks that take less than an hour. These are your non-negotiables, so you're going to get these done no matter what. I've stayed up until like 2 in the morning getting my daily tasks in because I promised myself that I would do that. And no matter what happens, that's what you're committing to doing. And they should be focused around your IPAs. So, you guys ready for some homework? Look at your task list and your goals and decide for yourself. What are your projects that you want to work on right now that are most important for your business? And choose a deadline that you want to accomplish those projects by and identify the tasks that are associated with those projects. Then choose how many and what daily tasks you're going to accomplish each day, focused around really hitting your bottom line so that you're working on your business on a daily basis. Then on a daily basis or the night before, choose the tasks on your to-do list that are most important to get done that day in addition to your daily tasks. By categorizing and working your to-do list this way, guys, it is so much more easy to accomplish what it is that you want to accomplish because you're setting better expectations with yourself. So I highly recommend you do this because what it's going to do is you're going to be able to get more done, replace that stress with peace and accomplishment, and do your best on each task instead of trying to spread yourself too thin. And you're going to create a habit of success that is going to impact your revenue. So go conquer your to-do list right now with ease. And we all know ladypreneurs who are struggling with their to-do list, guys. So if you found this content valuable today, please share it on your Facebook or other social media sites because you never know when you could be an answer to someone's prayer. Thank you guys so much for watching today. Please join us next time on Technique Tuesday, where we're going to talk about divine techniques for real results. And check out Faithful Ladypreneur Facebook group if you're not already a part of it. Thanks, guys. Until next time.